Now, I got a real question for you all. Would you watch a streamer, podcast, or even a YouTube video with a little bit of a dodgy lighting, a background that's a little bit messy? Probably yes. Now, would you stick around if the audio was crackling, muffled, or just straight up bad? I don't think so. I know I would not. And that's because whether you realize it or not, audio is 50% of the whole picture. It's honestly one of the biggest things people overlook when they're starting out. I have many other people have done it as well, and it can honestly be the difference between someone staying on your video you stream or clicking off in seconds. So today I'm testing a budget friendly audio aimed for streamers, creators, and anyone building the setup without dropping a fortune. I want to show you what kind of sound you can get without breaking the bank, to be honest. Now, a quick bit of transparency before I get started. This video is sponsored by FIFINE, who kindly sent me over the AM8 microphone and SC3 mixer. But as always, they have not seen this video before you guys. They have zero input in what I say in the script. And this is not a review because honestly, that will be a little bit unethical. This is a hands-on showcase. So I'm gonna plug them in, try them, and you can hear it in your end and just let me know, and then you can decide if they're actually worth it or not. So without further ado, let's jump in. All right, let's crack it all in and starting with the FIFINE AmpliGain S3C mixer. And straight out of the box, you can tell it's got way more features than you would expect it at this price point. You got a XLR microphone in, a 3.5 headphone input as well, a monitoring jack, line in, line out ports, faders for individual channels. You even get mute buttons, sound sample triggers, voice effects, and a few more surprises part here. In the box, it keeps things simple. You get the mixer itself, a USB-C to USB-A cable, a 3.5mm audio jack, and your usual user manual. Nothing complicated, no necessary extras, just what you need to get started. Then moving into the microphone itself, this is the AM8 dynamic microphone. Again, it's all about keeping things clear and functional, and you get the microphone, a basic but decent metal stand, a USB-C cable, and your manual. That's it. And actually, it's how I like it. No fluff, no clutter, just the essential. Now let's talk about the build quality. What this feel like in your hands? Honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. The mixer feels sturdy, the faders have a nice bit of resistance to them, the buttons don't feel finishy, and everything is clearly laid out. It doesn't have that cheap plastic vibe you can get in, honestly, maybe some Temu stuff or other stuff. And for this price point, it's actually great. Now, a quick talk around the mixer. On the back, you got a USB Type-C, a line out, headphones, line in, and then in the microphone section, we do have headphones for monitoring, a button for dynamic condenser, and an XLR input for the microphone. And on the front, you got all your faders for controlling your individual channels. So you got microphone line in, headphone line out, all the mute buttons. You got 48 volts at the bottom for your phantom power, some electric effects, 1, 2, 3, 4 custom buttons, change voice effect. You can go male, female, robot, monster, baby, and we will try all that in just a second. And then we do have some RGB because we do need RGB everywhere. Now the microphone itself is equally solid. On the bottom, you do get a USB Type-C to connect to your computer, a monitoring headphone jack as well, and that XLR port to go, fully pro, straight out the box. And at the front, we do have a RGB button, some control volume dials and microphone gain dials. And at the back, we just got a simple mute button. Everything we expect it to be. Easy to reach, clear labels, no guessing what anything does. It's one of those setups where you don't need to spend an hour reading manuals to figure out. Now, first impressions, honest. Now, I was expecting that being a dynamic microphone, it naturally rejects a ton of background noise. So my studio is not exactly the silent chamber you imagine. I got a extractor fan up there. I do have a dehumidifier running in the background. Well, if you got PC with loads of fans and they're not optimized, a clicky keyboard, somehow without fancy software or noise gate or post production, it does keep you boys clear and upfront. So generally impressed for the price. Yes, it's not as polished as a Shure SM7B or the mixer is not an Elgato XLR setup. No, let's be real. But you are not playing in that price bracket either. This whole thing costs you less than £100. So this is the setup that I got here, and I'm gonna be testing this. This is with the XLR cable right now plugged in, and I got it through the mixer, going through OBS in the background. This is the audio raw from this. No effects, no nothing. I haven't put any EQs or nothing. This is the audio that you are getting from this microphone. So this is the FIFINE AM8 1234 123. Hello? I hope this sounds fine. Now, one thing worth mentioning is with XLR that I got here right now, you can see it's no RGB and none of the gain controls at the front actually works. So this is going straight to the mixer, and the mixer is doing whatever, but it's just straight audio. It's just no other data going around. But right now, what you can see, I can see the levels on the monitor there, so that's quite funny. But I can, well, use the mixer that I got here and move the microphone up and down, and probably, but if I start putting it up slowly, increasing it up, you can, well, you can see, I can see the levels on the back working. You can also mute it, so I can press the mute button very quickly. And now I'm back. And then, as I said, you got some electric effects over here. You got ABB, BC, and on, and this is doing something to my voice as well. And also we got that voice changer that I wanted to show you over here. And also you can see the levels at the top, so it's quite handy to know if I'm peaking or not, and what are the levels going through the headphones that I got on right now. So I'm monitoring the audio through here. It's fully down because I will be hearing myself in loop, but I can change the voice. So
this is a male going through the SC3 FIFINE. Then
We can go a female, can sound like a female. I can be a robot.
so this is the test of a robot. I can be a monster. I am a monster.
There's a little bit of baby talk as well if you want to. And the last
one is elder, or an elderly person like this one. So this is the audio coming, as I said, from the XLR through the mixer. Now let's test just the microphone itself.
So now we have plugged it in USB over here. So USB-C going to the computer, and again you can see the levels at the back. And well, just to prove the mixer is just here, it's nothing plugged in. So all the audio is coming through, well, the microphone here. So we do have some gain at the front. Down, and I can slowly be turning it all up, and you can play with that. And also you got the monitoring that I could plug my headphones at the back and listen to myself as well. But I'm confident that everything is working because I can see the levels in the background. But this is the audio just going. As I said, you got this button at the front. You can change the RGB over here, and then this button at the back is going to mute it. And this is going to resume it again. You need to be really careful with this button, just in case you are accidentally pressing. And if you're not monitoring yourself or seeing the levels, you may talking and no one is actually listening to you. But this is the audio completely raw coming from the AM8 FIFINE straight from USB. So you don't need to just get the mixer as well. You can just get this microphone, come with a nice stand, and you can also use a microphone arm if you want to. But this is the audio. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the audio of the AM8 FIFINE microphone, and this is how it sounds. No EQ, nothing around the corner. It's just straight on audio from the microphone. And I'm gonna be moving it a little bit slowly further away from me, and hopefully you can see the levels, how they are, well, increasing and decreasing, and what all the other noises that it's picking. Honestly, probably doesn't pick nothing, and I can get as close as possible if I want. So normally it's about like a couple inches away from you, and this is probably the perfect sound that you're getting. As I said, you got the levels. You can get your headphones, plug it straight to the back and monitor the audio, or as I said, you can go XLR to the mixer. Just keep in mind that that XLR cable does not come in the box, so that's something that you will need to purchase apart. And to customize all them buttons, what they do is a loop. So you cannot insert a MP3 or nothing similar. It's just doing a loop around. So you press it, you record what you want, and then you let it go, and it just say that phrase or that catchphrase or anything that you got around. Now the big takeaway here is, well, if you're just starting around, or if you're somehow you're holding back because you think all your gear is super expensive, you don't need that £400 microphone to have that pro audio, nothing similar. You got it here. The audio may forgive a little messy camera or messy background, but if the audio is rubbish, they're just leaving. Honestly, I will leave, and I believe many people leave. So half of your content is audio. That's why I want you to showcase this, to prove that you can build something solid without emptying your wallet and still having fun along the way. So I'll repeat it one more time. If you get into streaming, podcasting, or content creating, and you want audio that sounds clear, professional, way better than your headset or a microphone from Temu, this is 100% worth, well, having a look. It's simpler to use, delivers way better sound that honestly I was expecting. You do have XLR, so you can upgrade your microphone down the line if you need to, and it looks awesome. You got it in white, and they also come in black. And they prove you don't need to spend silly money to start making content, great sounding content straight away. And this is why I love doing these showcases, because it's very easy to get caught up thinking that you need the biggest brands out there, and you do go down rabbit holes all the time. You don't need to. £45 for the mixer, £45 for the microphone, and you are ready to go. And if you want to check this product out, I will drop the link in the description down below. And if this video has helped you, or even if you give you a little bit of nudge to start streaming or making content creating, just hit that like button and subscribe. Let's keep this community growing. I've got loads more contents coming on your way really soon, so make sure you are subscribed. But for now, I'm CheCo Tech. I will see you in the next one. Adios.